So India and America will be going strong. That's the big message that's come from the joint press brief that took place. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, US President Donald Trump addressing the media, giving us a sense of what exactly happened in that meeting that took place between the two of them. When asked Donald Trump, about who was the better negotiator, because the mood ahead of the conversation between the two of them was about tariffs. The reciprocal tariffs had already been announced, and Donald Trump said, hands down, the tougher, the better negotiator is Prime Minister Narendra Modi. There is in fact no competition, he said. Plenty of announcement being made there as well, including the extradition of one of the key conspirators in the 26/11 dastardly attack that took place. Let me go across to Sri Narendra, who has been with us very patiently. Sir, Sri Narendra, beg your pardon. Sir, thank you so much for patiently being with us. If you were to look at the comments that were made by both the leaders, tell us what your sense is. Sir, your audio is on mute. I request you to unmute yourself as you begin to answer.
So this is an historic meeting. These two leaders have met twice before. They have a good friendship. They have good chemistry. And now looks like with this meeting, their bond, their friendship, their chemistry has advanced so much. And that would go a long way in building strong India-United States relationship for trade, for commerce. This is going to be a very important relationship.
He's called it, Prime Minister Modi called it mega partnership. He said that MAGA plus MEGA makes it a mega partnership. Do you see this being a win-win situation for the citizens of both the countries?
Absolutely. Look, both of these leaders are very nationalist. They're focused on what's best for their own people, for their own countries. But they come together because they want to help each other. They want to work together with each other. Prime Minister Modi ji said that the trade is going to go up to about 500 billion, almost 4 times as much by 2030. Now, Prime Minister Modi and President Trump, they are talking about trade, and President Trump is asking for fair trade. Currently, he's going to start with putting the same level of tariff as India charges the United States. But for these two countries to do more business together, these tariffs need to come down. There has to be a more of a business-friendly relationship, more of a trusting relationship. And I'm hoping with this good, successful meeting that those two have, they both have a lot of respect for each other. They praised each other. They are somewhat similar charismatic leaders, very focused on their own nationalistic movements.
Sir, I request you to stay on with us. I also want to bring in my colleague Rohit Sharma, who was in that room where all those statements were made. In fact, as I can see, he still happens to be in the same room where that joint press brief took place. The big takeaways, if we had to talk about Rohit in that press meet that took place, one has to say, has to be on the joint approach of the two leaders in terms of resolving the situation in Ukraine and Russia, to take bilateral ties even further and have a deeper sense of association with each other. So plenty as far as the jointness and the unity of the two nations is concerned. That's the big message that you draw from the address that was just made.
All right, Alex. Yeah, and one of the things, Harshit, the most important thing was the extradition of Tarabu Hussain. He was the mastermind of 26/11. India has been trying to get him extradited for a long, long time. And that was one of the first things that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, said, that they were proof his extradition, which is a very, very big deal. And Prime Minister said he thanked him and he said Tarawur Hussain would be brought to justice. So it is a very big deal for India. And look, he said he was going to be tough on tariff. He said, reciprocal tariffs are fine. I mean, all those things, we've discussed it. But I think it was the moments like, calling him a very strong negotiator, a strong leader, as somebody that US can trust. And I think those are the things that are big takeaways from it. And even similarly from Prime Minister Narendra Modi's standpoint, he praised Donald Trump, his leadership, and both leaders showed equal eagerness to work again together. So I think a lot of good takeaways from it, and also the fact that the leaders have agreed to resolve the trade issues by the end of this year, renewing the defense partnership by hopefully this year very soon. So I think pretty much they've covered all their bases and the relationship headed in the right direction.
Yeah, there was also the announcement of the defense cooperation framework that Prime Minister Modi talked about. We also heard from Donald Trump that the F-35s will soon be on their way to India. That's what something India has been waiting for. So in all of this, one can say that defensive ties will definitely be bolstered going forward.
Absolutely. That was one of the things we were told, that there could be a defense deal announced. There's going to be a defense framework. There's going to be investments in India, and there's going to buy more natural gas and oil. And that's something President Trump alluded to, in his statement that India's problem of energy could be solved by purchasing stuff from the United States. So a lot of happy moments for President Trump, a lot of happier moments for Prime Minister Modi, and both will be able to, drive home the message that they stand for each other, with each other, and are for looking to make their countries equally better. A really interesting moment when he said, while President Trump believes in MAGA, I believe in MIGA, which is Make India Great Again. And together, if you combine them, it becomes make greatness for prosperity. And I'm paraphrasing it right now. But essentially, it all turns out to be a very, very, very substantial meeting. And nobody can take away from the fact that the bromance was there to be displayed. Prime Minister Modi hugging President Trump once again. So, I mean, all in all, a very, very important meeting.
Yeah.